Frank Beckman.
Thank you, Jim. Mike Gillette has the ball teed up at the 35. Back deep for the Wildcats, Marcus Lang and George Jones, a pair of wide receivers. Gillette's kick, a poor one. Sailing down to the 15, bounces high. Jones tips the ball in the air, grabs it on the 9, heads upfield to the 15, a seam at the 20. Over the 30-yard line goes George Jones and all the way out to the 34. High formation, the handoff goes to the tailback Byron Sanders, and he is drilled in the backfield by Neil Simpson and by John Herman. And Greenfield rolls left to throw. He's throwing on the run. A diving effort, and the ball is caught by Jones over the 45-yard line. That will be a first down for Northwestern out to the 46. On-line position now. Bobby Abrams, the outside backer. Handoff Saunders. Little trap up the middle. Running room over midfield. He dives forward into Michigan territory to the 47 or 46. Strength of their team, they think. In motion comes McClellan on 2nd and 3. Misdirection play. Handoff Sanders going left. And Billy Harris, who's missed the last 2 games, is all over him. Back at the Wildcat 49, a loss of 4. Sanders, one setback, the fullback Spears, and back to throw is Greenfield. Got time, now gets late pressure from Brent White. Overthrows the ball. David Arnold intercepts for Michigan. He picks it off at the 32, heads back up over the 35 to the 37-yard line, and the Wolverines come up with a turnover on Northwestern's first offensive possession. 195 pounds, known as an option-style quarterback in high school, hands the ball to Jamie Morris, and Morris coming left is grabbed around the shoulder pads by Bob Bucara and by Alan Brown, 2 of the linebackers, and hauled down as he got up to about the 39. And with Huzar and Chester, and the handoff goes to Jamie Morris. Coming off right guard this time, and Jamie gets it up to the 42 for a gain of about 3. Right, the tight end Derek Walker on the right. Fullback Jarrett Bunch, and back to throw goes Michael Taylor. He's looking near sideline, fires to Kolazar, wide open at the Cats 35. Hesitates, freezes, 2-man, runs it down the sideline inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 26 of Northwestern.
Signals holding against Michigan, and that will nullify that pass play from Michael Taylor down to John Kolazar.
Backs are split for Michael Taylor. Bunch and Morris, and Taylor drops to throw. Standing in there now, rolls to his left. 4-man rush. He's in trouble. Pulls away from a man at the 20. Pumps once. Running the ball, but he's in trouble. Gets it only to the 35 before he is hauled down by Andre Walker, the defensive end. And along with Pat New. Here's the kick by Robbins, and he really busts this one. New going back, grabs it on the 15. He is smothered by David Arnold right there. Down he goes. He pulled away for a moment, but couldn't regain his balance as Arnold was all over him downfield. And the Cats start on their own 15 after that 50-yard punt by Monty Robbins.
To take a page from that and Woody Hayes' book, too.
Well, we'll see if those penalties continue. He will. New tight end for Northwestern, Mark Bumgardner. Here's the option to the right. Greenfield, a dangerous runner, going to keep it cut upfield. Makes Neil Simpson miss a tackle. And Greenfield is over the 20 out to the 23 before Willingham. And Eric Campbell could haul him down. Pickup of about 8.
Very slippery, not a power run or anything like that. He's just very deceptive and slippery.
Call it 2nd and 1 from the 24. Handoff to the tailback Sanders. Nothing fancy here. Fullback lead off right tackle. Bumgarner and Driscoll both on the right. The back, Spears and Sanders in the eye. Handoff, Spears right up the middle. First down out to the 28-yard line. First down on its own 29-yard line. And Michigan jumps offside. The play goes. Handoff Sanders. Coming off right guard, gets only to the 30-yard line, but Michigan will be penalized. Looked like Ward Manuel jumped too soon. And 5-second penalty against the Wolverines already after the 8th penalty performance last week. Mike Greenfield calling signals. Gets the snap, turns, gives to Sanders coming off left guard. He fights his way through the line up to the 35 or 36-yard line where Neil Simpson put a shoulder into him. Here's the handoff to Sanders again, and he is going to be mauled right in the backfield as he got the handoff from Mark Messner. And so Messner again makes his presence felt up front. It's 3rd and 4, and they're running the ball out of the option look. The handoff goes to the fullback, Curtis Spears, off left tackle, and Spears fights forward, tumbles forward to the 38 or 39. Won't tell you what Bo calls me.
I was going to say, nicknames sure have changed, haven't they?
Well, we're bringing the chains over for measurement now, and it indicates Northwestern is just inches short of a first down.
Going to give your kids a...
Michigan late lining up, coming out of that defensive huddle, and Greenfield sneaks it and gets a first down. Sorry to interrupt you, Jim, but they caught Michigan by surprise, just as they caught you by surprise.
I was going to say, if they line it up quickly and they get the quarterback sneak and get that first down, it's going to give the kids a positive idea and a positive feeling like, hey, we can control the football against this team. Gambling early like this, they use up more room in the clock, give Michigan's offense less time to be on the field against a defense that, let's be honest, has been porous somewhat this year.
Second sign of a letdown this week. It doesn't look like the Wolverines are in this thing mentally yet. Handoff to Spears, coming off left guard, gets a couple to the 42, and that is it. High formation behind him, Spears and Sanders, and he fakes to Sanders, drops to throw, getting pressure, goes short, and it is caught by the tight end Driscoll up near midfield. He's hit, tackled there by Cooper, but that is going to be a gain of about 7 and set up 3rd down and 1 as the Wildcats continue to hold on to that football with only 6 minutes left in the first quarter.
Got him down in a 3-point stance and then shifted him to the other side.
2 tight ends in the ball game, both on the left, and the handoff goes to Sanders running that way on 3rd and 1, and he hurdles the line and gets a first down. Cleland out to the right. 2 tight ends again, including Driscoll. Here's a fake to Sanders. Greenfield rolling right to throw down the middle. Driscoll can't hold it. Went up in the air, got his hands on it, couldn't hold it. Eric Campbell chopped him down, but he was open down there, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the Wolverines' 48. And split out to the left, wide to the right, George Jones. Out of the eye, the handoff goes to Sanders, and he makes T.J. Osmond miss, but only gets it back to the line of scrimmage. Brent White wrapped him up there. Right over the nose of center Jeff Freeman on 3rd down and 10 from the Michigan 48. And here's Greenfield back to throw. Standing in, going deep down the middle, and he threw it behind his intended receiver, George Jones. Incomplete at the Michigan 30. And Northwestern will be forced to punt. No score in the game with 4:47 to go. Carpenter to punt it away to John Colazar. Michigan trying to get some pressure, cannot. Carpenter hits it end over end toward the near sideline. The ball hits inside the 20, bounces toward the sideline, and the Northwestern player knocks it out of bounds right at the 18. And so Michigan will start very deep as Terry Thomas got downfield. Michigan getting the ball for only the 2nd time in the game. Michael Taylor hands to Jamie Morris, going right, trying to get outside, and he is hauled down from behind. Tackler is linebacker Tom Coquello. The other backers are Alan Brown on the outside, Bob Bucaro on the outside. Handoff straight up the middle goes to Jared Bunch out of the eye, and Bunch fights forward out to about the 24, gain of 4 on the play to split wide as Taylor goes back to throw, swings it out on a screen to Jamie Morris, got it at the 25, fights forward, but the Wildcats stuff him around the 27, and Jamie will be tackled short of a first down. Borowski snaps it, no pressure, and Robbins kicks it away. Not as good this time. A low end-over-end kick hits at the 40, takes a Michigan bounce away from the Wildcat return man, and this is going to turn into a great punt. Bounces all the way down to the 20-yard line, inside the 20, still rolling back to the 18, and Andy Borowski leans over and touches the ball there. So Robbins winds up with a 55-yard punt. Well, they should be. They've held Michigan scoreless so far in the first quarter. Handoff Byron Sanders, and he runs smack dab into John Herman right at the 19. No gain. In motion left now. Greenfield rolling left to throw. He stops, and he's going to be drilled by Messner back on the 11-yard line. So the Wolverines get a couple big defensive plays by Herman and Messner. It's the Michigan State game. Greenfield fakes to Sanders, drops to throw. He's getting some pressure. He's going to run. He's up to the 15, and as he makes a cut away from Keith Cooper, he stumbles and falls at the 17-yard line. Carpenter in to punt. He's only lined up 13 yards behind the line, but Michigan's not rushing, and Carpenter kicks it away. Hits it high, but hooks it down the left sideline. Looked like one of Branstedter's drives, and it's going to sail out of bounds at the 42 of Northwestern.
Now, if it was one of my drives, he'd have shanked it to the right.
He split to the left. And now Derek Walker jumps offside. That'll be the 3rd penalty on the Wolverines here in the first quarter. Brown on the left. Colazar again split wide left on 1st and 15. Toss to Morris, sweeping the left. He's at midfield, finds a gap. Down to the 40, 35. He breaks a tackle by Brett Whitley, and Jamie Morris powers his way down to the 31, a gain of 16 yards. And there's the Wolverines' first down. It comes with 41 seconds to play in the first quarter. Wide out, Chris Callaway to the right. 2 tight ends, and out of the option look, the handoff to Bunch straight up the middle, and Jarrett out of Ashtabula powers forward to the 27. Michigan nothing, Northwestern nothing. We'll be back with the second half of action right after these words on the Michigan Football Network. By formation, handoff, Jamie Morris coming right side, finds a gap down to the 20, inside the 20 to the 16-yard line, and Michigan will have a first down on that 7-yard run by Jamie Morris before Chris Wittick could make the tackle along with Kyle Palmer.
That hasn't happened.
Second down, 4 to go from the Northwestern 10. McMurtry split out to the right. 2 tight ends, Walker and Brown. Handoff bunch straight up the middle, trips over the legs of Huzar. Falls forward to about the 7-yard line. 3rd and 1 on the 7. Michigan goes to the wishbone with 2 tight ends in. Walker left, Brown right, and Taylor running option right. He fakes a toss to Morris, going to keep it, has the first down. He's all the way to the 2-yard line. Oh, Brown the tight end right, Walker left. Tracy Williams in the backfield now in that wishbone. Here's Taylor pitching it back to Williams on the option behind him. Williams fumbles the ball, picks it up on the 6, and is going to be thrown back for a loss by Bob Bucaro, the linebacker. Well, that was just a bad toss by Michael Taylor that time. And was in. Loss of 5, 2nd and goal on the 6. Again, the wishbone, Webb, Morris, and Bunch, and the handoff goes to Bunch up the middle, and he is stood up in the middle of that line, hit first by leading tackler Tom Cauquello, who's the 3rd leading tackler in the Big Ten. Bunch will get a yard. It'll be 3rd down and goal from the Northwestern 5. 2 tight ends, Brown and Walker, I formation. Taylor straight back to throw, looking right, now left, now takes off to his right, being chased by 4 Wildcats, and Taylor's going to be hauled down at the 10-yard line. Great defense by Northwestern. Terry Thomas came up from the corner and was giving chase, and they finally hauled down Michael Taylor for a loss of 5 on the play. 4th down coming up, and the Wolverines will have to settle for a Mike Gillette field goal attempt. And Carter. Andy Borowski to snap it. Robbins kneeling on the 18 on the right hash. Here's the snap. Robbins has it down. Gillette has it up. Plenty long, and it is good from 28 yards away. So Michigan does get on the scoreboard with 10:52 to go in the first half. It's the Wolverines 3, Northwestern nothing. We pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network. Field cuts to his right at the 15. He's hauled down from behind at the 19-yard line. Good special teams play. That looked like David Arnold again. So Michigan once again does the job with its special teams, and Northwestern will start in poor field position inside its own 20, officially on the 19. Play to Sanders, goes back, throws down the middle to his tight end Driscoll. Pass interference will be called on Eric Campbell. That ball was behind Driscoll a little bit as he went up in the air, though. Campbell drilled him before the ball arrived, and there's no question about that one. Well, they better pass some along to the Michigan players. They lead 3-0. Greenfield off a fake to Sanders, goes back to throw, rolling left, throwing on the run. It's caught by a diving tight end, Bob Driscoll, up at the 44. That's on its own 43. In motion to the right goes Bill Flesher. And here's Greenfield giving the ball to Sanders, trying to sweep the right. He's in trouble, chased by Abrams out there, and Abrams finally gets some help, and Sanders goes down around the 41 or 42. He's going to lose a yard or 2 on the play. Out to the right. Tight end Driscoll was on the right. Shifts over to the left now on 3rd and 3 at the Cats 41. Here's Greenfield. Option right. Tosses back to Sanders over his head. Ball loose. Greenfield dives for it and grabs it back on the 24-yard line. Nearly a complete disaster for the Wildcats there. As it is, they will lose 17 yards. Colazar waits for the kick, but it bounces away from him. He'll finally grab it on a hop back at his own 25. Stutter steps his way up the sideline, dances over the 30, out over the 35 to the 36-yard line. Nothing, Michigan on top. Wolverines starting out on their own 36 now. Handoff Morris coming up the middle, finds a couple of blocks there and cuts up over the 40 out to the 44. He nearly broke that one. Kyle Palmer, the free safety, tripped him up. Got some help in that secondary from Rich Myers, the strong safety or rover back. 2nd and 2, Wolverines on the 44. Handoff Morris coming right side. Good surge from the line. First down over the 45. Jamie plowing his way ahead out to the 49. A gain of about 5. Brett Whitley on the stop. 10 remaining here in the first half. Michigan on top 3-0. First down at its own 49. Here's a toss to Morris. Sweeping the left. Gets a block from Bunch. Turns the corner. Inside the Wildcat 45, a late flag is thrown in the backfield as Morris is already down to the 39-yard line where he's run out of bounds by Kyle Palmer. That flag was thrown long after Jamie was gone. To the right, Colazar left. Taylor hands the ball check, and he fakes it to Morris, keeps it himself on a draw play up the middle, inside the 40, down to the 35, tries to work off a block from McMurtry and does inside the 30, finally run out of bounds by Brett Whitley at the Northwestern 25-yard line. A 31-yard run on the quarterback draw by Michael Taylor. Brown on the left, one wide out. Colazar split left. Handoff, Jamie Morris, right side, tries to cut back against the grain and runs into Coquello, the linebacker, down at the 22. Webb in that backfield now, but the handoff to Bunch out of the option look, and Bunch charging off right tackle behind Jumbo Elliott. And on return to the lineup, wishbone look in the backfield for Webb, Morris, and Bunch on 3rd and 2. Taylor running option left, going to keep it, cut up field 15, down to the 10-yard line before he's hauled down by Terry Thomas. And Colazar split to the right. Toss Morris, sweeping right. He's got running room, but he went too far outside, and he is drilled at the 9-yard line by Tom Coquello. Had he cut it back in, Jim, there was just all sorts of space in there.
Poor decision by Jamie Morris there, because had he cut the ball back in, and I think Jamie's going to get the word from Coach Schembechler as Jamie comes to the sideline, and Tracy Williams in the game.
We'll watch that. Maybe somebody's staying a little too long. Wishbone look now with one wide out. That's Callaway right. Option play, handoff to Bunch, the fullback. He comes straight up the middle down to the 5-yard line.
To this point, they've been playing him tough.
3rd and goal at the 5. Morris and Bunch in the eye, and back goes Taylor to throw, lofting it up left corner for Callaway. Dives and can't get it in the end zone. Incomplete. Callaway had a step over in that corner on Brett Whitley, but was led a little too far by Ashmark. Gillette's already connected from 28 yards. Michigan's all-time leading field goal kicker. Snap placed down by Robbins. Gillette's kick is up, and it is good from 22 yards out. So with 4:24 left in the half, Michigan 6, Northwestern nothing. We'll pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network. He high steps it over one man and is hauled down out at the 28, fumbles the football. But it looks like they're going to rule that Marcus Lang was down when he fumbled the ball. Mike Greenfield running the option right, and he's going to keep it, and he's going to be hauled down for a loss. He was hit back there by Dave Folkertsmos in that defensive line, back around the 26 or 27. Getting a rest. We'll have Warren check on Messner's condition. 2nd down, and back goes Greenfield, and Folkertsmos back there with him for a sack on the 15-yard line, a 10-yard loss. And so Dave Folkertsma takes personal possession of this football game and hauls down Greenfield for a 10-yard setback. That's 14 yards lost on the last 2 plays, thanks to Dave Folkertsma.
Well, they've moved him from one side to the other.
Cullen to the left, Jones to the right, I formation. Greenfield hands to Sanders coming off the right side. He tries to pull away from the cloud, T.J. Osmond, but can't, and is tackled at the 18-yard line. 4th down and 21 from the 18. Sean Carpenter gets the snap, no pressure, kicks it away, a high one, kind of short. Colazar grabs it on his 43, cuts to his right to midfield, hesitates, dances down the sideline into the clear at the 30, 25, 20, and he'll be bumped out of bounds by the punter, Sean Carpenter, down on the Northwestern 14-yard line. Another great punt return by John Colazar, and the Wolverines, with 2:13 remaining in the half, have a chance to add to their 6-0 lead after that run back of 43 yards. Webb and Bunch and Morris, and the handoff goes to Bunch on the option, and Bunch straight up the middle finds some room down to the 7. Williams replaces Webb in the wishbone. He'll be the right halfback, Morris the left, Bunch in the middle of it. 2nd down, 3 to go at the 7. Option left, Taylor again gives to Bunch, coming off left tackle, and look at him power forward. Getting some help from Elliott and just pushing his way inside the 5 down to the 3. Tom Coquello on the tackle, but that will give Michigan 1st down and goal to go, and the Wolverines call timeout. 1:33 left in the half. 6-0 Michigan, and we'll pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network. Wishbone with 2 tight ends for Michael Taylor, and he turns, hands to Morris, straight dive play. He's slowed up by Coquello. It bounces off of him and gets down to the 1-yard line. Pickup of 2 for Jamie Morris. Ends the wishbone look. Tracy Williams with Bunch and Morris, and it's the option right. Taylor's going to keep it and waltz into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan. Michael Taylor keeping it himself, going around the right side to up Michigan's lead now to 12-0. The Wolverines cashing in after the great punt return by John Colazar. They move the football the final 14 yards in just 4 plays.
Well, the touchdown by Taylor set up really by the play previous to that from the 1-yard line. Gave it to Jamie as the offensive line went to work in the middle, and Northwestern all loaded up between the tackles. They this time run the option, and they fake it.
59 seconds to go in the half. Taylor's 2nd touchdown this year, 3rd in his career. Only 1 setback. That's Jared Bunch. Taylor back to throw. Standing in, fires at the goal line, and it is incomplete. Too low for Colazar, who comes up looking for a flag and did not get one. So the try for 2 fails, It's Michigan 12, Northwestern nothing. Now let's pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network. It's on the 15, upfield he comes, 20, hesitates at the 25, dances forward, eludes 2 men at the 30, and is finally hauled down by Alan Bishop out at the 35. Or stages that they're going to bring out on the field, and Francis Pace says, hold on. Warren Pierce, what can you tell us about that?
Well, I'm standing right now, the band, they're carrying off this, well, it's a kind of a skeleton made of 2x4s covered with what looks like, to me, trash bags.
And it's big.
Yeah, it's huge, and it was on the bench here, and they had it in front of some of the players, as a matter of fact, and the players were saying, look, we can't even see what's going on in the game, so they are having them, and there are about 3 of them down here, so they're having them remove them from the players' bench area.
Well, Francis Pace has, I'm within my rights, and he is. Because Pat News splits out to the left, wide to the right. McClellan. Sanders, the tailback, in a slot left. Only one setback. That Spears, the fullback. And Greenfield rolls out to his right to throw. Has time. Fires short. It is caught out in the right flat by Sanders with a flag down. And Sanders is hauled down at the 41 by Doug Mallory. And I understand why now, because they declined the penalty and accepted the completion. 2nd and 4. Greenfield back to throw, in trouble. Pulls away from one man, but Messner hits him, and down he goes on the 37. Greenfield was hauled down for a loss of 4, and now Northwestern uses a timeout. 24 seconds to go here in the first half. Michigan 12, Wildcats nothing. Down an 8 for the Cats, and Greenfield is rolling left to throw. Got 2 blockers in front of him, tries to take off, cuts back to his right and gets around Herman. Up over the 40, and then he's chopped down by Alan Bishop up at the 44. About a yard short of a first down, and now Michigan is going to ask for a timeout. 4th and 1 coming up. 13 seconds to go in the half. The Wolverines stop the clock. They'll have 4th and 1 for Northwestern on the 44, and the Wildcats are going for it. Greenfield again with a quick snap count and a sneak, and I think he's got a first down. He sort of leaned into the line, then held the ball forward, and the officials will mark his progress over the 45 and give Northwestern a first down at the 46 with 11 seconds to go in the half. 5 seconds now as Greenfield drops to throw. He's being chased back there, but runs away from Messner. Stops at the 40 and heaves it deep for McClellan, who's double covered at the goal line. The ball overthrown, incomplete in the end zone as time runs out on the first half here at Michigan Stadium. The Wolverines coming out a little bit of a sleepwalk, but they lead at 12-0. We go down to Warren Pierce.
Coach Pay, defensively, I'm sure you had to be happy about the way you stopped the Wolverines in the first half.
Well, I think our defense has played well. We've put them in some very poor field position situations, and of course, Michigan is a football team that will do just that. They'll take advantage of the opportunity, and it's worked to their advantage thus far. We're down 12-0. We'll certainly hurt ourselves, but to the credit of the Michigan defense, they've stopped us offensively, and as a result, they've backed us up and gotten some field position, and they're a better football team for that ability.
Station for sports.
Michigan comes out with 2 wide receivers. McMurtry wide to the right. Colazar in the slot, but they come out running the ball. Jamie Morris coming off left tackle, and he just fights forward on that straight dive play over the 40. Out to the 42 for a 3-yard pickup.
And a scrimmage.
Taylor fakes to bunch, rolling out to his right to throw, and whistles blow. Flags are thrown. And this play won't count. Right in Derek Walker on the left. And here's Taylor rolling out to his right to throw, getting some pressure, fires as he's hit, incomplete off the hands of Bunch. And Taylor's going to be slow getting up from this one. He was really drilled back there.
All the way down the side.
3rd and 13, and Taylor drops to throw, getting a rush back there. He eludes Kevin Peterson, rolling right, throws on the run. It's short of Bunch, incomplete. And he's back to return a kick now. He's the up man. New is deep. Snap to Robbins, a little low, but there's no pressure, and he kicks it away and hits this one very, very well. Pat New going back, grabs it on the 17, cuts to his left, almost split through the first wave, but is hauled down by Mark Messner on the 23-yard line. Is going on offense for the first time from its own 24. Option play and the handoff to the fullback, Curtis Spears, for the first time today. Campbell the safeties. There's Greenfield faking to Sanders, rolling right to throw. He's got running room. He takes off. 25. Messner dives, misses him at the 30. Greenfield up the sideline, over the 35, over the 40, is finally hauled down up at the 45 by Eric Campbell. That'll be a gain of 20 yards for Mike Greenfield. And Jim, there's that dangerous running ability you've been talking about. Greenfield gives the ball to Sanders, and Sanders chopped down as he came through the hole by Messner. Here's a fake to Spears, and back goes Greenfield. He eludes a rush from Messner, runs up the middle. Herman trips him up as he got to the line. Anthony Mitchell, a 5th defensive back. Third down, and here's Greenfield rolling to his right to throw. He's throwing on the run. Oh, just a little bit behind Randy McClellan. It falls incomplete, and McClellan takes a heck of a pop back there from Eric Campbell and from Mitchell. It away and hits this one well toward the far sideline. This one's going to hit inside the 15, go straight up in the air, and the Cats will down it around the 11-yard line. Great punt by Sean Carpenter. Michigan on top. Wolverines starting on their own 11. Here's a toss to Morris, trying to sweep the right. Gets a good block from Bunch, cuts it upfield. Look out. He's at the 20, gets to the outside, 25, 30, grabbed around the shoulder pads, hauled out of bounds by Terry Thomas up at the 34. Jamie Morris around the right side for 23 yards. Good block by the fullback, Jared Bunch.
Also along with the coaches.
One wide out, Chris Calloway to the left. Two tight ends, handoff Morris, trap play right side. Morris puts his head down under Tom Cockello. Dives forward to the 37 to 38. He got 3 or 4 on that carry. Second down and 6 here on the 38. They're running the ball. Morris coming off the left side, cuts it back toward the middle. Fights forward over the 40, out to the 41. Colazar split right. McMurtry to the left. And Taylor running the option left. Gives to Bunch, the fullback. Fights his way forward, and it looks like he's got a first down to the 45-yard line. A tree split left. Colazar to the right. The wishbone again with Webb, Morris, and Bunch. Behind Michael Taylor, it's option left. Handoff Bunch, and he is drilled right in the hole. Hit by Bob Baccaro and by Kevin Peterson. Plays the run a lot. Taylor fakes to Bunch out of the wishbone, goes to throw. He turns, and he is hit back on the 40-yard line by Bob Buccaro. It's in McMurtry. Colazar slotted to the right. And back goes Taylor to throw. Pumps once. He's going deep for Colazar on the post. The ball underthrown, and it is falling incomplete on the 20. Almost intercepted by Terry Thomas, who came across with help from Kyle Palmer, the free safety. Snap to Robbins, no pressure, and he kicks it away and hangs it high into that wind. New is calling for a fair catch and grabs the ball on the 14-yard line. Michigan continues to struggle offensively against the most porous defense in the Big Ten. The Wolverines with only 163 yards in total offense. We're almost to the midway point in the third quarter. Michigan's only touchdown drive was only 14 yards, set up by John Colazar's 43-yard punt return. The Wildcats now trailing 12-0, start on their own 14. Only one setback. That's the fullback Spears. He comes up the middle, and he's submarined in there by John Herman. Falls forward to the 15 for a yard, and that is it. Northwestern's version of the spread is 2 wide receivers, and the tailback also split. Throw stops, fires near side, and that ball is caught over the 25-yard line by George Jones. He steps out of bounds with a first down at the Michigan 27. Mullen split to the right. George Jones to the left. Sanders in motion right. Greenfield's running option that way. A late toss back to Sanders. He's up over the 30, 35. Breaks a tackle by Campbell over the 40. And finally, Bobby Abrams hauls him down from behind up near midfield. 23 yards for Byron Sanders. They're going to mark him out now on the 48, so give him 21 on the play. Sanders went in motion. After being aligned in the slot, Greenfield ran the option right, and Sanders, after hesitating, wound up as the trailing back. Western has moved it out from its 14 to its 48. First down again. Sanders in a slot to the right. Handoff to Spears up the middle, and he makes 2 Wolverines miss. Only winds up with a yard. Pierce will tell you they've finally gotten off their hands here in Ann Arbor, Warren.
And they've got the wave first going one direction, then the other. And I was talking with the alumni cheerleader. They say the regular cheerleaders can't get the wave going, but the alumni can, and they have.
They have in each direction. It's going against itself. Second and 9. Here's Greenfield rolling left to throw. He's in trouble. Messner's back there and hauls him down on the 40 for a loss on the play. Wide left. McClellan to the right. One setback. Spears. Greenfield drops to throw. Standing in there. Pumps once. Now he's going to run. He's going to be tackled at the 41-yard line by Ward Manuel. High toward the far side. It's hooking back to Colazar. He grabs it on the 15. Looks for some blocks to his left. Now reverses his field. And he's going to be hauled down near the 20-yard line as the Wildcats recovered well. Byron Sanders, the tailback, got downfield and made the stop. It's at just 12-0.
Well, offensively, I think Michigan has got to get something going with the pass. They've got to show pass. So far in this game, the pass really has not been a threat and has really had trouble running with it. That's because Northwestern really hasn't had to worry about the pass.
Now the Wolverines break the huddle, and they ask the crowd to hold it down just a little bit. Wishbone with McMurtry split left and Colazar right. Webb, Morris, and Bunch back there, and here's the option look. The handoff to Bunch. He's hit at the line by Cockello. but fights forward out to about the 24.
Passes called, but I think they want to get the passes called when they're out a little bit more. Now they're inside their 20. They don't want to make any mistakes deep.
Taylor only 1 out of 5 for 3 yards. Runs the option right. Gives again to Bunch up the middle. He spins through. Breaks a tackle by Coquillo and gets a first down over the 30 out to the 33. Jared?
Because Northwestern, with that defense stacked up in the middle between the tackles, has got to be vulnerable to some play action. Somebody's got to be able to sneak out behind those linebackers. And so far, really, it has not been a threat for the Michigan offense today.
The slow motion wave makes its way counterclockwise through Michigan Stadium. Wellborn split right, Callaway left, and off a play action fake, Taylor back to throw, running quarterback draw. He almost pulled out of there. He's going to be hit around the ankles and hauled down by Doug Pennington at the 34. He winds up with just a yard or so. Boy, had he gotten past Pennington, Jim, it was off to the races. Northwestern had only 3 men as they keep bringing 8 men up along the line of scrimmage. Had only 3 men back deep, and they were all chasing receivers down the far sideline, and Taylor would have been clear to go down the near sideline.
Yeah, they're all single covering Michigan's wide receivers.
We have the fast action wave making its way. I've never seen that. That's a new twist this year. Out of the wishbone, option right. Taylor going to keep it upfield. Look out, he's got room to the 50. Down the sideline to the 40, 35, chased by 2 Wildcats. And Michael Taylor is hauled out of bounds by Kyle Palmer and Rich Myers, the 2 safeties at the Northwestern 26. Quarter in a 12-0 lead. Wishbone formation. Taylor gives the ball to Bunch, and Bunch is going nowhere. Left, Eric Walker, the tight end on the right. Wishbone formation, and Taylor trips and falls after faking it to Bunch. He's going to lose a couple of yards. Back to the 26. Connected from 28 and 22 yards, will attempt a 43-yard field goal from inside the right hash. Borowski snaps it. Monty Robbins puts it down. Gillette's kick up. High enough, long enough, and it's good from 43 yards. And with 1:04 remaining in the third quarter, it is now Michigan 15, Northwestern nothing. And we pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network. High but very short. This will be grabbed by one of the up men for Northwestern, Rowe, backup fullback, and Rob Rowe brings it out over the 25 and out to the 29. They split their tight end Driscoll out to the left, and they toss the ball to Sanders, sweeping that way. Gets a block from Spears, his fullback, and then Alan Bishop hits him. 15-0 Michigan as the handoff goes to Sanders on 2nd and 5, coming over the left side. He's got what appears to be a first down up to near the 40-yard line. Now Northwestern showing signs of life with the running game. The Wildcat 40-yard line. Our score heading into the fourth quarter is Michigan 15, Northwestern nothing, and we pause for these words now on the Michigan Football Network. There is a fumble. That ball loose out at the 45, but I think they're going to rule that Greenfield was down on a sack by Messner, his 4th of the afternoon, back on the 37-yard line. And 4 sacks today for Messner. Greenfield rolling to his right to throw. Hit as he fires behind his receiver. McClellan almost intercepted by a diving David Arnold. They're trying to rush and almost get through, but Carpenter kicks it away, and Kolazar calls fair catch, grabs the ball on his own 25, and the Wolverines will start there. They'll allow his progress to the 26 and say Kolazar grabbed the football there. 7 and 16 carries, and the yards are coming tough. Here comes Jamie again around the right side. Breaks one tackle as he cuts upfield over the 30, out to the 35. Bunch, 2 tight ends, Jeff Brown left, Walker on the right. Northwestern 9 men up on the line. Here's the option left, and Taylor's going to keep it cut upfield to a seam. 45, out to the 50. He's got some blocking in front of him. He's going to go all the way. The 30, the 20, the 10. It is a touchdown. 65 yards for Michael Taylor as the Wolverines broke through that goal line defense of Northwestern, and Taylor on the option took it himself for his 2nd score of the day, and Michigan takes control 21-0 with 11:56 to play.
Well, I'm sure Northwestern thought very much what I thought. Come out in the wishbone, and Jared Bunch has been able to pick up a couple of quick yards on any occasion. They loaded up inside, much like they've been doing all day, but this time, because it was 3rd and short, loaded up a little heavier, and Michael Taylor pulled the ball out of the pouch of Jared Bunch, turned the corner, got a good block downfield from Tracy Williams, and scampered 65 for the touch.
11:56 to play in the game. Mike Gillette to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Monty Robbins, Borowski snaps it. The kick is on its way, and it's good. Michigan 22, Northwestern nothing, and now we pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network. To it and hits it deep. And Lang goes back 2 yards deep in the end zone. He started to come out and then went down on a knee. The fans thought he came out of the end zone and then went back in, but the officials say no, it'll be a touchback. First down, Northwestern on the 20. Greenfield still at quarterback. I formation. He fakes to Sanders, drops to throw, has time, now running out of there, stops as he gets to the 20, now takes off, 25, pulls away from Brent White over the 30 and out to the 32 for a first down. Greenfield back to throw, chased by White, but runs away from. He's going to take off up the left side. Messner hits him from behind, gets some help from Arnold, who really put his shoulder into Greenfield, but not until the quarterback got up to the 40 for an 8-yard gain. He
may be talking the same way tomorrow.
Here's the handoff to Sanders. He hurdles a man in the middle of the line, picks up a first down at the 45. Doug Mallory finally stuck him.
Feels they should have.
Two tight ends on the right, and the play's going that way with Byron Sanders again trying to cut it upfield. He does. He's chopped down by Messner, who's playing that linebacking spot there, and by Arnold.
All right, we want to hear it up in the press box too with our microphones. All right, do it.
I know. Here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Rah! 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 Michigan! Michigan! Rah! 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 Rah!
Michigan on defense as Mike Greenfield rolls left to throw. He's going to take off again. He cuts into Michigan territory and then slips as he cut inside of Simpson at the 46. He got 4 more yards, setting up 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. Here's the fake toss sweep. Greenfield trying to roll out. He gets away from Folkersma, runs upfield, breaks 2 tackles, but Simpson's hit tripped him up, and he goes down at the Michigan 34. A 12-yard run for Greenfield and a first down for the Wildcats. Or hand the ball to Sanders, and the tailback fights off right tackle. Keith Cooper hits him. So does Neil Simpson. Messner, the handoff goes to Spears, and he busts it inside of Messner off left tackle. 25 down to the 20, down to the 19-yard line. 1, a junior out of Olympia Fields, Illinois. Osborne in the eye in front of Sanders. He gets the handoff, comes right, runs into his own blocker, cuts back to his left, finds running room down to the 16-yard line. Yards to this point. Here's Greenfield faking to Sanders, dropping to throw. He's going to run. Simpson's got him hemmed in. He jitterbugs a little, cuts upfield down to the 11-yard line. He got 5 more yards. Out of the eye, the handoff Sanders right side with a big seam to the 10, turns it up the sideline. Bishop slips, and Sanders cuts down to the 1-yard line. He almost went in. He just stepped out of bounds short of the goal line as Alan Bishop slipped and fell. And the Wildcats are now knocking on the door down inside the 1. 3 men lined up in tight end spots, and here is Greenfield trying to sneak it off right guard, lunges forward and goes in from the 1, and Northwestern is on the board on the 1-yard sneak by quarterback Mike Greenfield. They now trail at 22-6 with 6:21 to play this afternoon.
Very simple on the quarterback sneak. Gilmate and Greenfield, all he needed was about 6 inches, was able to dive over the top. And I believe the Wildcats will go for 2 here. They're putting the ball in the middle of the field, though. But I believe the Wildcats will go for the 2-point extra point and try to make it a 22-8 game. Put them down by 14.
Well, that's exactly what they're going to do. They're huddling back on the 10, and Greenfield breaks them out of it. Lines his team up in the eye. Torrio, Osborne, and Sanders in the backfield. Now Sanders splits into a slot left. 1 setback, and Greenfield back to throw. Looks things over in the end zone. Now flips the ball in the left corner, and there's no receiver there. I think George Jones was supposed to get out there, and he bumped into Bobby Abrams, and so the try for 2 points fails, and Michigan continues to lead at 22-6. Up to the 15-yard line. He's kicking it deep. It's right to Webb at the 15. He heads upfield to the 20, 25, out over the 30, and to the 32 before he's hauled down. Michael Taylor brings his team to the line, and the officials hold things up. Slot, Jeff Brown, the tight end on the right, and here's a handoff to Morris, and he is hit in the backfield for a big loss on the play as Alan Brown, the inside linebacker, came blowing through on a blitz and hauled down Jamie on the 26 for a loss of 6. Taylor on 2nd and 16 gives on a draw to Morris. He squirts to the middle, 30, 35, splitting the safeties to midfield. Jamie is off to the races, the 30, the 20, and Jamie is outrunning everybody for 74 yards and a Michigan touchdown. Jamie Morris put in his greatest imitation on this Halloween day. He just dressed up like Alan Jefferson.
I'll tell you, I don't believe I've seen Jamie explode that quickly. The safeties really did have about 5 to 7 yards to react when Jamie broke through the linebackers. But they couldn't react. He just blew by them. That's the best speed I've seen from Jamie in a long time.
And Jamie Morris has now become the first runner in Michigan history to gain 1,000 yards in 3 different seasons. Mike Gillette to attempt the extra point. The kick is on its way out of the hold of Robbins, and it's good. And just like that, the Wolverines 68 yards in 2 plays. Morris loses 6, then runs for 74. And with 5:35 to go, Michigan 29, Northwestern 6.
WJR.
Rick Sutkowitz kicking it off for Michigan deep to George Jones. He cuts up to the 20-yard line, goes to his left, and is completely upended off his pegs by Alan Bishop. Well, let's see what Mike Greenfield can do now. We've had plenty of scoring here in the 4th quarter. Greenfield back to throw, and he's going to run up to the 20. 25. Simpson hems him in, puts a arm into him, and Greenfield goes down at the 29. One setback. That's the fullback Osborne, and back goes Greenfield. He flips it down the right sideline. It's caught by Randy McClellan, the flanker, and he steps out of bounds in front of the Michigan bench. Next run of Jamie Morris's Michigan career. His previous longest came as a freshman, 68 against Minnesota. Here's Greenfield back, and he's going to take off quickly on the quarterback draw. I chuckle because it appeared that he was going to be hit in the backfield by that charging Michigan defensive line. It looked like Folkertsma. That was Keith Cooper. I take it back. Cooper was blitzing from linebacker, and he actually overran Greenfield.
That was such a smart play by Greenfield.
To go, 2nd and 9, Northwestern on its 41, 29-6. Michigan leads, and back goes Greenfield in trouble, going to run, gets to the 40, and then he is rudely treated by Michigan's down lineman Brent White and just kind of whipsawed to the ground up around the 43. Michigan Football Network.
This is WJR Detroit, home of Detroit's fastest traffic copter, Jetcopter 76, and Captain Dennis Newbacher. WJR.
6, Michigan leads, 3:20 left in the game at Ann Arbor. One setback, Torrio Osborne, 3 men split wide, and here comes the safety blitz from Mallory. Greenfield's going to get this pass off, though, and completes it to George Jones, his split end. Back fakes a draw to Osborne, and is hauled down for a loss by, who else? Mark Messner, his 6th tackle for a loss this afternoon. 3-2-48, if you can project a year, you can see him in the NFL as an inside linebacker. Quick pass out on the right side to Jones. Bishop all over him at the 42. It'll be a short gain of 4. And 2 minutes left in the ball game. Jones had gone to the bench, comes back in. New just gets off the field as Greenfield goes to throw. Harris coming. He's running to his left. Messner chasing. He'll heave it on the run, and this one's going to be picked off. Intercepted by Anthony Mitchell back on the 7-yard line. It was underthrown. Greenfield going to his left and trying to heave it on the run under some heavy pressure. Could not get the ball very far downfield, and Mitchell sort of waited for it, hauled it in on the 7, and is tackled on the 9, and Michigan will take over there with 1:26 remaining in the game. Handoff goes to Tracy Williams off the left side. He runs into the linebacker Coquello as he crossed the 10 out to the 12. Handoff, Tracy Williams trying to come around the left. Puts his shoulder down into the linebacker Coquello and fights forward out to the 19. Now a wishbone formation now for Michigan. Williams, Webb, and Horde. Fake to Horde. Taylor going to keep it on the option up the middle. Broken play, but Michael finds some running room to the 25 for a first down. It's the Wolverines on top. I formation again. Tracy Williams gets the call up the middle, tripped up as he came through the line by Doug Pennington, the tackle. Or check that to the 28. And Northwestern's letting the clock run this time. 15 seconds to go in this homecoming game in Ann Arbor. And we won't see another play in this one. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. 5 seconds to play, and Michigan will let the clock run out now and take home a 29-6 homecoming victory. And we go downstairs to Warren Pierce with Jamie Morris.
Jamie, were you aware that you're the first player now in Michigan history to go 1,000 in 3 seasons?
No, I'm not. I wasn't aware of that until just now, but it's a great feeling, but I'll have to reflect on it at the end of the season, though.
You found, or it looked like you found some speed there on that 70-yard plus touchdown run.
Well, the guys have been getting on me a lot about not, about breaking away and people catching me from behind. So I had to prove that I had some speed today.
It was tough going, though, against that Northwestern defense, wasn't it, today?
They had a very tough defense, and, you know, you can't take nothing away from them and everything. Good job, Coach. And
that was Coach Pay congratulating Jamie.
They were good defense, and, you know, you can't take anything away from these guys. These guys are out here to win the Big Ten, too.
Came out a little sluggish, though. Did you look past them and because the poor record Northwestern had?
I don't know. I really don't know what's happening today. We'll find out in the films when Coach Bo goes over it.
Congratulations, Jamie.
Thank you very much.
That'll do it. Happy Halloween, Frank and Jim. It was a great afternoon weather-wise, and the final score. Good news, too, for the over 100,000 plus who once again turned out here at Michigan Stadium.
Well, Warren, in honor of your performance at Indiana in the rain last week, I think you ought to dress as an umbrella tonight.
Well, I'm still drying out, I got to tell you that.
All right, Warren, thank you very much. Good job today down on the sidelines. Our final score here at Michigan Stadium, the Wolverines 29, the stubborn Northwestern Wildcats 6.